you got good eyes.
You know what? Honestly, it's not even about the good eyes. It's that I know now, after doing
Where
so much work.
everything
Yeah. So, yes, I'm so glad that you came. Let me get a good view. I see you, Mav. Hey, everybody come on in, come on in. I got my friend with me.
I might grab my freaking hat though.
Okay.
Oh, I'm still not happy with the hair.
Oh, is there a certain name you want me to say on the
That don't make a shit to me.
Okay. Yo, y'all come on through. Oh, I forgot to. See, that's how you know I'm high. That's I'm high.
I'm forgetting all kinds of shit.
It's okay.
Oh, that's me getting the notification that you just went live.
Hey, see, that's real love. Hey, y'all come on in. Today is Shroom Talk. So y'all already know the vibes. Let's get it popping. And I'm high too, so I wasn't expecting to be this high, honestly. I thought I was gonna be just a little high.
You're a little giggly.
Yeah. No, I really want to keep laughing, but I'm like, I'm functionable.
I got shitty dad jokes if you need shitty dad jokes.
I'm functionable. I got this. Okay. I almost got this. Hold on.
I believe in you. Maybe not.
Oh no, see, don't take out your believing of me. Okay, we in the game. Let's get it popping.
For the Couch Chronicles, where there ain't no fucking limits.
Every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday from 8 Central Time. You don't never want to miss a couch. Trust me, it ain't no fucking limits. I said none.
It ain't. Okay, we're gonna jump right into this next song, and we're gonna get into Shroom Talk. Who ready for Shroom Talk? Hey, shout out to everybody that's tuned in. Okay, look at you with the hearts coming out. I'm definitely.
Colors will make it beat, baby.
You ain't never ever gotta wonder. I ain't never ever gonna doubt you. I can do it on my own solo, but I don't wanna be without you. I really don't even know how to. I told myself 1,000 times I'll never come to you again. I just told myself 1,000 lies. Even though you made me feel crazy, I still hit you up on a daily. It really don't cease to amaze me, cause sex on the beach is amazing. I think about you every day and night. If it ain't you, then it ain't my type. Baby, the truth, I ain't gon' lie. I'm addicted cause I'm so high of you. I'm chasing, I'm chasing you. I'm wasted off you. I've been sipping when I'm off that you. Got me tipsy, I'm hella buzzed when I'm off that you. Everything spinning, everything blurry when I'm off that you. Everything litty, everything pretty when I'm off that you. Patron on the hitty, I really ain't picky, as long as it's you. Purple raindrops in Manhattan, got me feeling kinda old-fashioned. Tequila sunrise in the Hamptons, Patron me lots in Spanish. I really don't think I can manage. I know if I'm with you, then I ain't gon' drive. If I'm off you, then I ain't gon' lie. This is how I feel when angels fly. Too much of you ain't the answer. I hate to say it, baby, you a cancer, but you make me feel so romantic. Got me head straight to the dance floor. I feel like I'ma be here all night. When I'm with you, everything alright, cause you make me feel so warm inside. I'm addicted cause I'm so high up you. I'm chasing, I'm chasing you. I'm wasted off you. I've been sipping when I'm off that you. Got me tipsy, I'm hella buzzed when I'm off that you. Everything spinning, everything blurry when I'm off that you. Everything litty, everything pretty when I'm off that you. Patron on the hitty, I really ain't picky, as long as it's you.
Okay, y'all, it's the Couch Chronicles where ain't no fucking limits. Who was tuned in this morning? Okay, some of y'all don't even know that I do it Thursday mornings from 1 a.m. to 2 a.m. That's because it's for mature audiences only. You know, some of y'all not mature enough. Or some of y'all like, you know what? That's not the type of thing that I want to listen to, which is fine. The regular timing of the couch is fine for me. So, and that's 8 Central Time, which is now. So today is Shroom Talk, and what we're going to talk about purely is shrooms. Now, I do want to ask my guest, Daniel.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you tell everybody, one, if you guys didn't tune in the other day, Daniel was actually on the live on Tuesday, and he's back. And I do want to get more in detail of your story that you was telling. I didn't feel like I got the...
Kind of just exploring all routes of mental health, and mushrooms are actually rated one of the top. I hope you don't have to use your chair as an armrest.
No,
Okay.
cut it out.
Mushrooms are actually rated as one of the top ways to better your mental health standing, and 200% more effective than top shelf antidepressants, anti-anxiety meds.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going through a breakup, losing 3 daughters, well, stepdaughters, but loved them like
That's
daughters.
still right.
Yeah. And also, on a side note to that, so my original ex, my daughter's mother, had a second daughter that I raised for 5 years, loved her like she was mine. Turns out she wasn't, so in the state of Oklahoma, too bad, so sad, I got no rights.
Mm.
My ex-fiance's youngest daughter of her 3 could have been a carbon copy of my youngest, so it was kind of like losing her twice, and I didn't handle it all that well.
All right.
And, yeah, between that and, constant money struggles, and today is common as hell, but doesn't make it suck any less.
Mm-hmm.
I just looked for everything that I could, and mushrooms alone aren't necessarily the best way to boost your mental health. You still need to do all the other things.
Right.
Exercise is one of the biggest ones for rerouting your brain chemistry, but combining that with periodic microdosing or just using mushrooms in general helps rewrite your brain in a more permanent sense to where you're going to have better mental health.
Right. Now, what has it done for you? Like, do you feel like since you've been taking it that you notice a change?
Yeah, I feel like my psychological understanding of myself is a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
I understand more why I feel the way I do about things, and also some stuff just isn't worth caring about, which actually there's a really great book that I highly recommend called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Which it talks about there's only certain things that really matter, and it's not about not giving a fuck about anything. It's about some shit just doesn't, and you shouldn't.
Right.
And picking better problems and rewriting your neural pathways in a way that results in you being happier.
Right. Exactly.
And it's worked. I have a better understanding of why certain things piss me off. I used to have a hell of a temper for the longest time, and I really just don't give a shit unless it's worth giving a shit about.
Right. And a lot of people think it's a myth. A lot of people think that when we speak on the experiences or the things that shrooms do for us, a lot of people think we're lying or we're exaggerating, and it's not even that at all. We're literally telling you the true experiences that we're going through.
Mm-hmm.
It says, okay, no, you're fine. You are more than welcome. You can come up on the live if you want to when you come back from walking your dog or taking care of whatever with your dog. But some people don't want to believe, and they like, oh, you just want me to do it. Like, what is it going to do for me if you do shrooms?
It's kind of funny because, we're slowly approaching as things change. Like the DARE program in schools.
Right.
The DARE program has actually now removed weed as being like the evil gateway drug.
Mm-hmm.
So technically anybody who smoked pot has not in fact let down the little DARE lion, so good on you. But mushrooms are headed that same direction. The mental health benefits are huge, and it's worth it.
Right.
I still encourage
I
everybody
think the only
to just
reason
try.
why they're not trying to decriminalize it everywhere is because in 2019, that's whenever they actually started to decriminalize it in different states, not just Oregon or Arizona or states like that. They started doing it in actually states that's really petitioning for it. Because
it's got to
your
get
state
started. It's got to start rolling.
But somebody has to start it.
And even the fact that Oklahoma is one of the more reserved states about freedoms like that and whatnot, and the fact that because going through everything I went and saw a therapist for a while. She even mentioned a lot of her colleagues are getting psilocybin therapy licenses.
Yeah.
So the fact that even Oklahoma's starting to
They're
ease up about it
starting
a bit.
Yeah, like there's you're right. Doctors ahead of time they're doing it because they're like, okay, it's gonna once it starts.
And you know, I try and educate everybody about that.
Yeah.
My therapist had heard about that, and she had said a lot of her colleagues were doing that, and she asked about my experience, and explaining it all to her, it actually inspired her to petition to get her license as well.
See, that's real. And I encourage everyone to do your research on shrooms. Do your research on the things that it can do for you, because I'm telling you,
anything putting in your body.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people are gonna hate it, but that means reading your energy drinks too. I mean,
that's
I
true.
run on caffeine and rage, all right, I get it, but there's a lot of shit in there that is absolutely horrible for
there's
you.
true. And that's even foods. Like I did a segment on vegan food, like, you know, the things that we think is vegan, it's really not. I'm talking about even fruits and vegetables, really not vegan. You'd think that fucking mango is vegan and it's not. Like, it's like, damn, it's a fruit. Why isn't that vegan? Now, if it came straight from the tree, of course it'll be vegan, but when they put that stuff on.
Yeah, there's a lot to it, and there's so much. I mean, personally, my recommendation too is, if you know, I don't know anything about being a vegan, not a damn thing. But for the carnivores, find you a local butcher and don't buy your crap from Walmart.
No, for real.
Like
I
that's.
have a question for you guys. Do you think being a vegan is healthier than being a carnivore?
Okay, so for me, I've been vegan for 6 years, and I also have autoimmune diseases that I deal with, and I was always in a hospital. And since I've been vegan, I don't deal with that. Like, I'm not always in a hospital anymore.
I think it really depends. Everybody's body is different.
Yeah.
I have one friend who went vegan for all of 2 months to try and be healthier for a fitness test for a job, and it ended up actually putting him in the hospital and almost killing him.
I've heard of that too.
Whereas I have another friend who served in the Marines years ago, and you know, missed being all bulked up and huge because now he's a big fat guy. Well, was a big fat guy. He's went on the carnivore diet, and he's lost 128 pounds of fat and back to being muscled, and his cholesterol and everything is better than it's ever been. It really, I think it depends from person to person.
It really is, and that's even with shrooms. It depends on your body chemistry. It depends on what you have going on already mentally. Like, if you have been diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenic, I wouldn't say,
Yeah,
hey,
I
go
don't
take
think
some
shrooms are a
shrooms.
great idea.
I wouldn't be like, yo, go. No, I would say still go to your doctor, because, and there are doctors, I've actually interviewed Dr. Pepper Hernandez. If you guys look her up on all social media, she's a like a herbal, like
Holistic doctor.
holistic doctor. That's exactly what she is. Couldn't get it out.
There's a lot of doctors that they don't push a lot of the holistic remedies, but they'll admit that they exist.
Oh yeah.
One of the ones that's actually I thought was really crazy is oregano oil. Oregano oil is one of the greatest antibiotics that you can make, and it literally it's a potent enough antibiotic. You're not supposed to take it for more than 11 days in a row. But like if you've got kids that get ear infections, a drop of that down their ear and it's gone. They're golden.
Daniel's so smart, you guys. Make sure you follow him on all social media. Make sure you follow him on all social media. I fucks with him. For real, his energy is so good since he got here. Yeah, for real.
Still done me no good, but I appreciate it.
Well,
Oh,
that's
see,
awesome.
It's our first time meeting in person, so.
Yeah.
So can you tell everybody who you are?
Live last time when you guys were all going live.
Yeah, see, I didn't really get to hear his story good.
Huh?
I didn't really get to hear his story good that day.
Oh no, you're good.
Can you tell everybody who you are and where you're from and where you're located?
Oh, I'm Natalia. I'm from originally I'm from Idaho, but I am in Oregon right now.
Hey, so shrooms are legal out there,
I think everything's legal in Oregon.
right?
I think
No,
Oregon
not
decriminalized.
anymore.
No?
Not anymore. Meth, heroin, coke, that crack, cocaine, that shit like that all got illegalized again.
Oh, okay.
It's
Because I
not
was gonna say,
necessarily a bad thing.
well, it's really not. But whenever I seen that it was legal, I was like, wait a minute, they gonna put that meth on it? Like, come on now.
They ran it as an
To
experiment.
be fair, it was just an experiment,
Yeah.
which is why that they illegalized it, because they realized the experiment is failing. If it succeeded, then they would have kept the bill that way.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was the experiment?
Whether if decriminalizing all the drugs.
The arrests would be lower. To see if the arrests and everything would be lower if they legalized you yourself personally using those drugs. Not like distribution, trafficking, none of that, but like you personally, if you're
Right.
under a gram and have no proof of distribution or anything like that, then you're fine. You were completely fine. That's legal. Completely legal. But you can't be more than a gram, and it can't have any separate other baggies with it or anything like that.
Wow. So what year did they actually change it back?
They changed it back, I think, last year or this year, one of the
Okay, at the end of last year,
They
right?
just changed it back.
Okay, I was gonna say they just changed that shit. So how is life out there where you are?
How is what where I am?
Life.
Honestly, fucking boring, because I am in the quite literal boonies. Like, I am in a town that has maybe 600 people max.
Oh wow.
I grew up in a place like that.
I'm used to being in a school bigger than this place.
Wow. Now, have you ever had experiences with shrooms?
Yeah, I used to use Lion's Mane, and I also recently got into Hillbilly Blues because I actually really enjoyed those.
Yeah, hillbilly blues are really good. Can you tell us about your experience? Can you tell us about your experience with it? Is she gonna
To be fair, I was with a couple of assholes, so it wasn't good. I'm gonna be honest, like the first time was like probably the worst because I was just taking it and they would not quit like harassing me. And I mean actually harassing me, like slapping me with shit, like literal harassment. And this was my ex-boyfriend and his best friend at the time.
See,
They just would not leave me alone. So ever since that, like I wouldn't do that around them, but I enjoy taking them because I am bipolar, so it makes my mania a little more sane-ish, if that makes sense.
Okay, so is that why you started taking them, or did you start taking them for fun at first?
Oh no, I just started taking them for fun at first, and then I just started seeing the actual positive side effects it was taking on my body without me having to use like antipsychotics or antidepressants or anything like that. I didn't have to use that because my serotonin level was already getting higher with the more that I was taking. So
Wow.
I saw that myself with just like what it did to my own body. So
Right.
I just like that was trial and error pretty much.
Now, in Oregon, you can just go to your doctor and ask them to prescribe it to you, or how does that work?
Oh, I don't have a prescription. I'm pretty sure you have to be 21. But I personally, I just get them from people who grow them, and the person who I get them from has them from. He gets it from his he gets it from his own place. Like he grows them himself, just up a couple towns over.
Oh, okay. Wow. Well, I was interested to know that because you live in Oregon, like, so how do you obtain a license to get it? Like, I mean, for it to be, or since it's decriminalized and it's not illegal to have shrooms, right? Or is that back on the list too?
It's decriminalized, but I think you could still get in trouble if it's over a certain amount, like any drug.
Okay.
Hell, you get in trouble if you go to Washington to get weed and then come to Oregon. You get in trouble for that. You're not allowed to do that.
Yeah,
Because that's considered trafficking to them, right?
Yeah, federally crossing state lines with anything is still something that needs to be avoided. But to me,
so,
that
like, Oregon has like lenient but strict rules at the same time, if that makes sense.
for me, see, that still falls under something that I personally have an issue with, which is I carry a firearm, so like the concealed carry permits bother me because that's not a universal thing from state to state. And I think medical cards ought to be the same way, though. As a medical card's a medical card, or if permission's permission.
Yeah.
You're going from 2 states where it's legal, what the hell does it matter?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, concealed carry permits aren't universal across different states.
That's crazy.
And actually, some states actually have different laws, and your concealed carry permit wouldn't be valid in another one. It works for some of them, but not for all.
I think we should do something to change that, and we have to be the voice. We gotta be the one to change it.
I vote libertarian. Smaller government, less restrictions.
I don't know. Personally, for me, I'm glad everything was recriminalized and shit like that. 'Cause I do not like hard drugs.
Harder stuff, yeah, absolutely. There needs to be lines, but overall, there's still a lot of overreach and control where it really doesn't matter.
100%, yeah. Like I can't sell cigarettes or tobacco under the age of 19. I literally just turned 19 a few days ago.
But you can enlist.
23rd.
That's the one that's always got me, is you can go enlist.
Yeah.
Can't buy.
Ridiculous.
The real irony of that is anybody. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You talk.
Oh, I was gonna say the real irony of that particular bit for me when they when they raised rather the tobacco age to 21. The real irony of that is you can still enlist at 18, and anybody who knows anybody who's ever served in the military, they run on caffeine and nicotine, and that's it. All right, and you just eliminated half their diet. But
That is, or
And-
drinking. That is also their diet.
And also with you being 19, shrooms, I'm tripped out because I think even with it being decriminalized in different states, they don't even allow you to use it under the age of 21. Am I right?
Exactly. Same in Utah, though. You can't get a card for that unless you're 21 too.
Right. Right. So,
It's just stupid in my opinion.
do you feel like you have different urges when you take it though? Like, do you feel like, because I was reading a study and it was saying that under the age of 21, when kids or young adults take shrooms, they feel angry, like they want to hurt people, they want to hurt themselves. Do you feel like that when you take it?
Genuinely, if someone is actually like getting on my nerves, like it takes a real long time for you to get on my nerves. Like trust and believe. It's like poking a bear. Eventually, you're gonna get it.
Right.
Come on.
I think that's
Like,
because
come on.
mushrooms
Everyone
expose
has
your
their
emotions
limits,
more.
But no, genuinely, I'm a lot happier. I'm a lot more fun. I'm a lot more outgoing. It's the opposite for me. I'm not negative or anything. I'm actually a very big pessimist. Like I normally think the world.
Right.
We call ourselves realists, but like it's pessimistic. I mean, yeah.
It's pessimistic to me because I don't see. I didn't see the good in really anything. That's what I mean by pessimist. Like I didn't see any good in anybody and anything.
That's
And
honestly.
then I started taking shrooms. I got my pit bull, this little butthole over here. And yeah, it's been a lot more positive, personally.
And for you too, do you feel like you
Oh
are?
yeah, I like I said, I called myself a realist just because there's a lot of shit in the world. I mean, that's part of why I carry. But the world's rough. But I mean, I didn't appreciate any of the good crap in it. And since taking mushrooms, I've been more receptive to that. I mean, I mentioned the other night, like, especially nature. Like, the first time I ate mushrooms, I called my friend Bobby, and I'm like, do the clouds have a tint to you? He's like, that's the mushrooms, buddy. I'm like, it's fucking majestic. Like, I sat there staring at the clouds for hours.
So now for me, I really feel like since I've been taking shrooms, it does something, not just for my mental, but I have lupus. It's an autoimmune disease, and anybody else that has an autoimmune disease, I always recommend for them to take shrooms because sometimes it makes me not think about my pain.
I wonder if that would work with Crohn's. I have a friend that's afflicted with Crohn's.
And
real
I keep
bad.
telling people, anybody with any autoimmune disease, I urge you to try at least a half a gram. If you're just now tuning in, it's the Couch Chronicles where it ain't no fucking limits. I do this every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 8 Central Time. Make sure you follow Couch Chronicles No Limits on Spotify, Pandora, THA Couch on Facebook, TikTok, and Big O. Couch Chronicles No Limits on Instagram, and my main YouTube Instagram and my .com, which is THA Real JANELL. I am so surprised that I remembered all of that being so high. We're gonna jump into another song, and we're gonna finish up.
So, all right, yeah. When I was watching Thursday night or Tuesday night, I really thought you were just trying to get all your good angles there, but I didn't realize how much stuff you have all going at the same time.
You are hilarious.
I have my moments.
That's Facebook. That's YouTube.
Yeah.
And that's Instagram.
Gotcha. And that one's called what?
This is Big O.
Okay.
Shout out to my Big O people. Yeah, they be in the cut. It's the Couch Chronicles where it ain't no fucking limits.
The giggles are bad.
I know. Make sure y'all follow Daniel on all social media. Can you tell them what your social media is?
I don't use it enough to remember that shit. Oh.
But I will have it in the description. I will make sure that I have it.
I'll say my TikTok is Daniel RMNO.
Okay, RMNO.
Yeah, I got lazy and didn't even spell my whole last name.
Damn, that's fucked up. Now, it is some stuff that I do want to tell you guys. Don't mind me being high. And if you judging me, you don't have to do that. Because I'm not judging you. So far, these are the states that have decriminalized mushrooms, if you didn't already know. Colorado, California, District of Columbia, Maine, Michigan, Minnesota, Oregon, Washington, and Massachusetts. Now, Colorado and Oregon, you can use it medically. And, but that's another thing is what I was wondering. It's like, you know, how do you go about that? Do you just go to your doctor? Like, hey, I know I need shrooms. Like, what do you?
I would assume so.
Right.
I mean, a lot of doctors now are being more open to, I think this would be beneficial, can we try it? And they're up for that.
You know, but with everything that they're saying is the negative of smoking weed, I really think it's crazy how them doctors.
I don't trust half of what gets said by doctors.
Right.
The fact that, so talking about how, you know, you can't make money off people that are cured of shit. One of the big things is, like holistic medicines, dandelions. You know, dandelions are one of the best things in the world for your heart.
It definitely is.
And the company that owns Roundup is actually the same company that owns Pfizer, the leading heart medication producer. The same company that makes weed killers for killing dandelions in your front yard.
Oh, wow.
So, I think that's kind of ironic. Basically, whatever the news says, do the opposite. They tried saying at one point that eggs were part of the health issue. You start eating more eggs. I mean, just do the opposite. It's the better idea.
Now, I do want to say that I think the reason why they are really hesitant about decriminalizing shrooms in like different states is because, you know, and just like the young lady that just came on, she's 19, and they have a range. I think it's from 13 to 19. They're saying, and 20 to 25, and it was mostly men that was, you know, during their trip. They call the hospital. They try to go to the hospital telling them that.
I still think a lot of that's just because it brings out, it makes you more vulnerable to your emotions, which if you're mentally prepared for that, like, you know, when I went through what I went through, I wanted to understand myself a little bit better.
But do you think at that age?
I don't know if it's so much, if it's the age or if it's the fact that at that age you're not ready to handle that as much. I think it can be overwhelming.
But who has set the age limit to shrooms though? Like,
I don't know, because a lot of it's.
And I understand about the studies, but that can be anything.
And I get that they're trying to throw a blanket over it because it's somewhere in that age range. But rather than try and narrow it down and figure any of that out, it's just throw a blanket over it.
Right. Because I feel like if I was at that age doing shrooms, I don't feel like I would have been upset. I don't feel like I would have been, the things that they are saying, like requiring medical attention, I wouldn't be like, yo, I need some milk, or I'm not into.
Yeah, see, I didn't have anything like that. I think the most irritating thing that I noticed is you notice patterns really well with mushrooms, and that means that you notice asymmetry really bad.
Right.
There's a great show on HBO that my daughter and I watch a bunch. It's called Kung Fu, and a lot of Chinese people. And it's not so much that their eyes bug you, it's that when one's angled slightly different than the other one, you notice that and you're like, I wonder if they had a stroke, and you start overthinking everything and noticing everything. And like chain link fences, if one of those is broken, you notice that. It's patterns for me stick out really bad. That's the closest thing to a bad experience that I had.
But
and even then it's just
when I took
annoyance.
31 strips of acid, that's the main thing that kept sticking out for me. It's like patterns and colors.
You notice all of that.
And I was actually approached by a being, and it was telling me that we don't appreciate colors. We don't appreciate, as humans, it
I have not eaten that much mushrooms.
It says, as humans, that we do not appreciate colors. And ever since then, I'm like, you know what?
We really don't, though.
Right.
Well, I just think you don't appreciate a whole lot. Like, if you want to have a really good time, eat some mushrooms and go to a rodeo. That is the most entertaining shit I have ever done.
Or, have you ever been to a 40X theater?
No, that would be a good one too. I think the last time I went to that theater was when Frozen 2 came out. I took my daughters.
Oh, I wonder what that felt like.
crazy. All the water and everything, you get misted and shit while you're watching it. It was
Oh
nuts.
yeah, it is water in there. Okay. Don't judge me. I haven't seen Frozen, not one or two.
I got a daughter. My Disney knowledge is way more than I like.
Now, even with the cities decriminalizing shrooms, and I feel like if your city right now doesn't have shrooms decriminalized, it's because there's nobody that's actually
Pushing for that.
No.
And if you do use shrooms and you do go to a therapist, bring that shit up to your therapist, because honestly, having the way that we're looked at as individual citizens is that where our opinions matter very little. Like, that's just the fact. It shouldn't, but it is. So the more like therapists that you have saying, no, these are great, these have great mental health benefits, the more likely it is that stuff will actually start to change a little bit.
Right. Exactly. But and I know a lot of people get scared, especially like if your state it's not decriminalized, if it's completely illegal, no one really wants to go to their doctor like, hey, I've been taking these shrooms though and I noticed a change.
And see, and I was nervous bringing it up to my therapist, but it was, like I said, going through everything. I didn't want to half-ass it, like, we're going to talk about all the shit, you know?
Right.
And
Was you nervous when you first brought it up?
yeah,
though?
a little bit, and she was actually
Well,
really interested in it.
what exactly was you nervous about though?
Just because my understanding of the legality of it, if any of that shit's in your way, you feel free to throw it away.
Okay.
But just because I wasn't entirely educated on the criminality of it, but I brought up to her, I'm like, I don't know if this is going to get me in trouble, but I did a lot of research, and I went and tried mushrooms. And she was actually really interested to hear my experience and how it affected me. And like I said, the best description that I had was, your emotions are incorporeal. They're in your head, they fuck with you, there's nothing you can do about it. But when you take mushrooms, it gives them form, and you can kind of pick them up and look at them from all sides. And because you can understand them more, you can understand you more and why you're feeling that way. It really brightens up all the connections to why you're feeling what you're feeling. And it really just makes it easier to handle.
Did it really made it easier for you
Oh,
to
yeah.
handle?
I mean, I'm still standing. I own like way more guns than I should, and I'm still here.
What about for you? Have you ever took shrooms?
Hell yeah.
Now, did you take shrooms because you specifically was like, you know what, I heard that this will be good for anxiety and depression, I'm taking this for that, or did you just take it for fun?
I took it to a fucking party.
I'm done with you. So, can you tell, the world that's listening, can you tell it, like, what it did for you mentally?
Man, that was kind of like inside my mind, like on some bipolar shit. Like, I don't know, I was hallucinating a little. And then, like I said, it kind of felt like I was a little bipolar at moments, because I would be crying.
All the emotions are jumping out.
Right, and then I'd be laughing. And then I was just seeing, like, everything was just looking like a maze,
Right.
Kind of like pulling the sheet off them. Like, they're all there. All those feelings have already
Everybody's
been there. You just didn't
faces
really
are-
notice it. And then it's just whoosh, and it's a lot.
Everybody was looking funny, even myself.
So I think that's why younger people have a harder time with it, though. Is just that's overwhelming.
Now, and that's with anything. Anytime you do okay, so now psychedelics, it's going straight to your mind. It's going straight to your head. You are literally in your head when you take shrooms. So it'll be a lot. I'm talking about it's once it hits you, it's like
it goes deep.
And if you're not ready for it, you would be like, I need help. Yes, come get me. Like, just like how they saying that the young generation, they'll be calling 911, like, because they don't know what's going on. That is overwhelming.
Well, and like I said, for me, it was I did a lot of research into the mental health side of it, and everybody always says that if you're not in a good place, don't take shrooms. If you're trying to
I don't feel like that. I feel like that for acid.
See, well, yeah, I mean that's.
Yeah, I think
shit.
it's different folks, different strokes.
But
different folks.
I would say in general though, if you're trying to get to a good mental health place, I think mushrooms are still a great route. But that's when you definitely want to microdose rather than eat a handful.
See, I beg to differ. Like I could
If
take
you're trying to
shrooms
get
when
there,
I'm
ease
angry.
into that is what I'm saying though.
I can be like,
yeah, but you're
and be
acclimated.
angry.
You're acclimated though.
Right.
You know what to expect. For somebody who doesn't.
I'm gonna say, like, on the mental side, if you're not mentally there to take shrooms, then don't take them. You have to, like, overcome, like, some trauma, and, you know, because it'll go way deep.
But like I said, help them work through that. That's why I would say microdose in that stage.
You
because
remember
it
when
makes
I was
it
trying to
easier
tell you about my
deal
dad? That's probably trauma I never overcame.
Right,
I
but I
overcame
did give you
everything
too much.
else.
Now, I gave my bestie too much. I'm not gonna lie. I did.
I was running through the house.
I didn't. You know how you supposed to start off with at least a microdose?
Yeah.
No, I was like, we fuck around. Let's just do it.
What I'm saying though is for people who have stuff they're trying to work past and haven't messed with mushrooms at all, I recommend starting with a microdose.
Yes, I recommend that as well.
But you know, it kind of elevated me to take more now.
I mean, you know, once you had them, you know what to expect. Go for it. But,
yeah. But I was scared for her. She couldn't stop crying and laughing.
Bestie, we was looking at the animals.
Yeah.
Around that time, that was sad, but.
I took one today, so I just. Okay. Do you laugh a lot when you take them?
Oh yeah, I'm giggly as shit.
Okay. Because you have a good time.
This is the most I've been in front of a camera though. That's why I'm a little more.
Really?
Yeah, I don't do a whole lot of that.
What? You are a natural.
It's
yes. You
still.
guys, this is Daniel. Make sure y'all follow him on all
I feel
social
like Ron
media.
Burgundy. I don't know what to do with my fucking hands.
I swear
I
I was gonna say
that.
that.
Wasn't Ron Burgundy. That was what was his other movie? Talladega Nights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I literally was just posting that the other day because last night I went to a show, and when you have the mic and you don't know what to do with your hand, what do you do with it? I've seen people doing all type of shit last night. I was like,
I like
damn,
that
what?
one. I like that one
I'll be
comic
like
with
this.
that one comic with Tourette's and autism.
Mhm.
You know which one I'm talking about?
No.
He's hilarious. He can't control himself in front of the camera, and you know somebody's like, "How do you do anything? Like, how do you shave?" He's like, "No." He's like, "This is a panic response from being in front of a lot of people. I'm not normally like this," and he can't help it.
See,
I
can't
reserve.
help it either. Y'all, if you just now tuning in, it's the Couch Chronicles where it ain't no fucking limits. It is the last day of Shroom Talk. And I really like to vibe with my peoples, for real. You a vibe.
Well, I appreciate you having me out here.
For real, you a
It was a
vibe.
good time.
Yeah. Bessie, this is Daniel. Daniel, this is my best friend. Mercedes. Okay, yeah. I had a what? And you know what? I am going to start a dating on the couch, so. Yeah, and I'm going to be doing paternity tests. Don't play with me. I am. I'm going to be the new Mari.
Yeah, because, you know, I got some tea.
See? Give me the tea. Give me the tea. Y'all, make sure you follow Couch
yeah, that
Chronicles.
no good mother.
Exactly. Make sure you follow Couch Chronicles No Limits on Spotify, Pandora, THA Couch on Facebook, TikTok, and Big O. Couch Chronicles No Limits on Instagram, and my main YouTube Instagram, and my .com, which is THARealJANELL. Earlier, I was playing a song called Shrooms, and a lot of times when I play it, people be like, "Yo, what is that?" So you can type in JANELL and Shrooms. You see how simple that was? Simple. Get to it. Run it up.
I think I'm headed to the moon.
Now, the last thing I do want to ask before you go out,
Mm-hmm.
when you brought it up to your therapist, and they, finally gotten basically they was learning from you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. She had, like I said, she had heard a little bit about it, but was really curious as far as how.
Did she
how it
change your
affects.
medication dosage after that?
I didn't have any medication. I just
Okay.
seen a general
Okay.
psychiatrist. But she, like I said, she had a lot of her colleagues that have been going the more natural route anyway, and
That's the best way.
it really opened her up to it. I mean, I think also though I kind of had it easy in that sense because she was already into more holistic healing. Not everybody's therapist is gonna be cool, but it made it a lot easier.
Now, how do you feel mentally now?
I feel pretty good. I mean,
even when you don't take shrooms?
Oh yeah, I mean, the thing is if you microdose consistently for 3 to 5 days, and that's just at least microdosing. You can obviously do more if you want to do more. Have a good time, but consistently microdosing for 3 to 5 days can have lasting mental health benefits for 6 months up to a year. And I don't even need a whole lot all the time. Don't get me wrong, you know, if I have some mushrooms, I'll probably have a good time with some mushrooms. But,
what's a microdose for you?
I don't know, I eat a couple. I probably do a little more than a microdose now.
I'm the same way.
I eat a couple, I'm good for a while. And I mean, that's still going to vary person to person. But the fact is that it has lasting mental health benefits with 0 side effects. And I think that's another reason why it doesn't really get pushed a lot as an option for mental health.
Yeah.
Is, like I said, you can't make money on cured people.
Right.
And the fact this has 0 side effects, nothing else that's going to really drive you nuts. It's not picked up.
And you said the exact words, you cannot make money off of cured people. And that's why they keep America sick.
I mean, how many times have you seen an article where some kid in college has a new formula or new method of getting rid of cancer, and you read this article and it's really cutting edge stuff, it's going to be so cool, never hear anything about it.
That's why I always repost it, and I always make sure to let y'all at least see it on the couch, because I'll be seeing this type of shit, and then I'll be like, okay, well, something. Just recently, they said they found a cure for lupus in Australia.
See, and I remember in high school reading about a kid who was using microbial gold particles injected into cancer sites, and then a specific frequency of microwave radiation that would essentially kill the cancer cells but not harm the living cells at all, using microbial gold. And never heard anything about it since.
Right.
I mean, I have a friend just last month who died of cancer, so I mean, obviously there's still not... I don't know. Like I said, you can't make money on cured people. That's the big thing. And especially half the medications now have side effects that they can happily treat you with more medications.
Yeah. No, that's
half
real.
them side effects are worse than the shit you're getting treated for.
Exactly. Now, even though I know that you're not supposed to do this, are you able to drive when you take shrooms?
Not that I have ever done that in any way, shape, or form. But I have happily committed a 12-hour day, allegedly maybe, on mushrooms at work, running an 85-ton dump truck.
Right, and got through it, right? You know, because...
I had a great time. Again, person to person.
What was those gummies?
Oh, them Shroom gummies. I will say, I didn't feel them. And I don't know if it's because I have a high tolerance.
I think it still varies person to person. My buddy at work was like, man, he's like, you can drive on those? He also, another friend thinks it's crazy that I like going to sleep with shrooms. I feel great going to sleep on shrooms.
So did they put you to sleep?
No, they can put you to sleep, though.
The gummies kind of had me a little tired.
Yeah, they can.
I think it's relaxing. But I mean, I think the only time I've had a hard time sleeping on mushrooms was the last time I ate more than I typically do. And I was having a mental debate with myself about, like, if my arms were different colors, what would they be? And it was like a spiritual question, so I don't know. That was about it. That was the only thing that's ever given me a hard time going to sleep, is I'm like laying there, I'm like,
but usually like you can go to sleep on shrooms?
Oh, yeah.
You don't feel like you wasted when you do that?
Oh, no, I don't eat shrooms and then go to bed. I eat shrooms, I have a good time for a while, and then I'm like,
I be up on regular.
When is a good time to go to sleep when you take shrooms, though? Like, do you feel like...
I have a shitty sleeping schedule, alright? Like, as it is, I don't sleep worth a shit between stress and whatnot. And for me, so I was in several happy relationships across the past decade or whatever, but serious relationships. So for me, the end of the night was usually like, that was couples time, you know? That's when we watch a movie, that's when it's just me and you, whatever. And not having that, I don't handle the nighttime. Yeah, see? And not having that anymore, I don't handle the nights well. Like, I try and occupy myself, and I end up staying up way later. So I typically get 3 hours of sleep a night, and then go work 12-hour days.
3 hours?
Yeah, I go to bed about 2:45, get up at 5:45, and go to work.
Whew. I need a little bit of sleep.
With rage and caffeine, all things are possible.
Like, I get up at 5:30, but I don't work no 12-hour shift, though.
I've never drank coffee, so I've never... But shrooms can keep me up. There's times where I'm like, you know what, I need to stay up.
I don't drink coffee.
You never drank coffee?
No.
Alright.
Yeah, I don't
There's
drink
a Dutch Bros here in Oklahoma City, alright?
I take that back. I'm sorry. I said that to my wife, and she made me take a sip.
Yeah, but what was it, like Starbucks?
I don't know, some coffee.
Some cocoa mocha bullshit. No, go to Dutch Bros. That's good coffee. And there's one in Oklahoma City. I'm so happy when they opened that. And then I quit coming to the city as much as I was. And I was like,
I know about Dutch Bros, but
yeah.
if you're a person that don't drink coffee, then you're just a person that don't drink
okay,
coffee.
but like Starbucks is like 80% sweetener and bullshit. Whereas like Dutch Bros, I can get the exact same thing you could get at Starbucks, except it actually tastes coffee.
Once I took a little sip of hers, I was like, okay, I can see why I never drank this in my life.
Now you want to get real crazy, you go get Death Wish coffee. That stuff's fun.
Oh.
1 cup of Death Wish coffee is like
But I've
equivalent
also
of like
never
11
smoked a
cups of
cigarette,
regular
so-
coffee. See, I've never smoked a cigarette. I have a vape though.
Okay, so vapes aren't. It's like
That's
100.
nicotine, right?
Oh yeah, it's nicotine, but I never smoked cigarettes.
So it's just the
Okay.
nicotine that you just be
Yeah.
wanting. Yeah.
I was going
Is
through
that
a-
much better than a cigarette?
Smells better.
No, it's
And-
he's talking about smells better.
And working in the heavy construction industry, a lot of the environmental regulations that we have is you can't smoke outside the cab, but also you're not allowed to smoke inside the cab.
So you operate heavy machinery?
Yeah.
Okay, what
Yeah.
you operate?
everything. I've run a dozer, skid steer, excavator, tractors, telehandlers.
There's a connect right here. Hold
I'm
on,
trying to tell you.
hold on, because I'm trying to get my
Yeah,
machinery,
I'm
my heavy machinery license. Like, what do I
You
have
don't
to
even need a
do?
big time license. I mean, there's a job going on in Waco, Texas. I leave for Saturday. Come on.
Okay.
Hey, hold on, y'all. It's the Couch Chronicles where it ain't no
Well, I'm gonna
fucking
get your
limit. You gonna
information
find
at the end of
love. You
this.
gonna find all type
I'll
of
give
shit
you a
right
bunch
here.
of websites.
Okay.
I know that's right. Y'all get each other's number. It's the
Ain't
Couch
gonna hurt my
Chronicles.
feelings.
It's the Couch Chronicles where it ain't no fucking limits. If you guys are gonna be tuned in tomorrow is fuck fentanyl. So, and I might be streaming early because I was asked to go to somebody's graduation tomorrow. So I'm gonna try to get this wheelchair into somebody's convertible tomorrow.
Yeehaw.
Yeah, so I might be on a little bit early, but you don't mind because you subscribed, right? You know when I go live anytime.
You
right?
should be. I'm here and I still got the notification.
See, that's real love. Hey, how long? Oh, it really is though. So
Carrying it.
make sure it is. Make sure that you subscribe. Make sure that you follow Daniel on all social media. I will have his information in the description. Follow him. Support him. It's all about love, support, good vibes, and positive energy, and he got that.
I appreciate that.
You do.
I'm gonna try and get my TikTok a little bit bigger when I'm down in Texas.
Yeah.
Dad stuff and redneck stuff.
Period. So, I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. Yeah. And yes, it is a lot that I do.
Yeah, I know. I thought you were just getting all the angles before. Now you've got 4 different screens going.
And Spotify and Pandora, which is over here.